Hey, I got back from that No Kings protest. Great, went well. Good for the soul and everything. And Bunny says, oh, Keem was talking more shit about Madhouse today. And I said, oh, send me the link. And so she sent me this. And I just wanted to have a quick response to it. Here we go.
Becky did a live stream with David Jaffe.
Jaffe. It is Jaffe. I don't even know. It doesn't matter. Call me whatever you want.
And in that live stream, they were just dogging me, talking all kinds of shit, saying I'm a Satanist or whatever the fuck. I still don't know the meaning of what the fuck they were trying to say. They were talking crazy shit on me.
Okay, so let's be clear first. Again, I can't help you. He's got to be playing. He's got to be doing a bit. You can't. He literally didn't understand Satanist and sadist, and he thought they were the same thing. I can't help you there, Keemstar. They're just different words. They sound the same, kinda, sorta. That's weird to me. But honestly, I will say, and I've said this to your face. I've said this on Becky's show. I've said this when I've gone on other shows and they've asked me about us getting fired and everything. I have always said that I think you're really good at what you do. And I have always said that, you know, you are a hustler. I respect that. And as much as people warned me about working with you because of some of the stuff in your past, things that you had said and stuff, you had changed. Now, I don't know what is in your heart. It's none of my fucking business. But what I will tell people and what I do say to people is he knows the game. He's really good at it. He's P.T. Barnum. And he also seems to be a genuinely good, at least from my experience, reputable guy to do business with. You paid on time. When we had disagreements, even the firing, I thought it was, you know, you're going to fire somebody, that sucks, but it was amicable. We parted ways, not as friends necessarily, but it's like, all right, I get it. And so I wasn't talking shit on you. We were psychoanalyzing you, and we came to the conclusion that you may very well be a sadist, because we were talking about when you were shooting people and enjoying shooting people in the water, and your vernacular with things like punishments and all this. You know, again, you could just be playing the character of Keemstar. I don't know. But the character of Keemstar comes across as someone who really likes kind of being a bit of a dominant kind of dick to people. And that's fine. I mean, you know, do what you got to do. But I wasn't saying you're a bad human. I'm just saying that was the whole point of the conversation with Becky was to psychoanalyze you. So that's what we did. All right, let's continue. But I wasn't talking shit on you. I was being honest about things, just like, you know, like you said, the IRL event that we did, the Haunted Hotel, was an absolute disaster. And I had gone on and said, oh, we're going to show Keemstar how to do it. And, you know, that was more bravado and fun. And I actually thought if we could have pulled off, which we couldn't, what we had planned, because we didn't have the Hail Mary of Starlink come in at the last second, we would have had possibly a more entertaining series of hours programming than you guys had at Fat Camp. But I think you know, and I think we've said even before we got fired, that was kind of a fun, you know, you wanted us to be successful, so then you have to work harder to, you know, I mean, I like competition. We both do. I don't think that was me talking shit, and I think you know that.
At one point in that stream, David Jaffe goes, Keemstar is a victim of his own success because he's just going to build these people up, make them a name, and then they don't need him anymore.
Yeah, that's what I assumed.
Well, a couple months later, David Jaffe and Madhouse got fired. And they went off to go do their own show on his personal channel with 56,000 subscribers. And their first stream, they had 600 people without Keemstar. And the fucking money was rolling in because, you know, everyone was tuning into the drama. And then a week later, they had 100 viewers. And I think that's what they pull now. They pull 100 viewers. Me and Kid behind the camera have seen this happen a million times.
Okay, so I just want to speak to that. So we pull a little more, but not much more. You're right. We're streaming to about 160 concurrent as average on Madhouse. And we would like it to be more. We would like the money that we make to be more. We would like the audience to be bigger. But his point, he goes on to talk about all these people. And again, I did believe that. Like, I honestly feel, not with everybody. Look, I like Glammy Lammy over there. I don't think she could go off and become anything. But Becky clearly, which is what most of this guy's current video is about, or his live stream on this was about. Becky, with the right, whether she gives it to herself or she hires somebody with the right guidance, she's a very compelling on-camera person. And so there is absolutely no doubt that, there are plenty of examples in entertainment where someone builds someone up and then they go off and do their own thing and they're very, very successful. But he is absolutely right. There is an infrastructure around the LCU, but not everybody values the same stuff you value, Keemstar. So what I would say is, yeah, we would love to be more successful on this channel, and we're trying as hard as we can, and we're always evaluating and adjusting and thinking about what we could do better. And it sucks to not be, making as much money and making as many subs or viewers as we were. But what you have to understand, though, is, again, not everybody values what you value. If the only thing I cared about was money and getting views, then sure, you're right. But I've been on YouTube since, well over 10 years with my channel. And I've done all kinds of content on my channel. And it's never blown up and become what you guys had in your heyday. But, and I would love it to. Don't get me wrong. I would love to be up there with you guys in terms of success. But if what you're basically saying is to do that, it was never about it. If you're basically saying, the only way you can have that is to be in an environment where everyone's shouting at each other and doing nothing but drama for the most part. And more importantly, if the content that we make isn't compelling enough to stand on its own, well, nothing's wrong with that. Maybe we're just not commercial enough for the market. We have fans, but maybe we'll never be as financially viable as you are. But I would much rather be doing what I'm doing now than being part of your... I mean, again, I enjoyed working for you and with you. I think the reason we got fired is probably because let's put it this way. If Brantley hadn't been your fiance, we'd still be there. The fact, and that's fine. I mean, I take no issue. You do what you got to do, and I respect that. But fundamentally, if what you're basically saying to us is you're not talented or entertaining enough to do this without me, then my answer is, well, that's okay, because I don't want to do it with you anymore, and you don't want to do it with me anymore. So what do you want me to do? Quit? You want me to stop? We had hoped that we would have been able to retain more of the LCU crowd, but you were absolutely right. A lot of them came for the drama, and they didn't really care so much about the content. And we were very privileged to be sandwiched in between some of these shows so people would watch us because they were just on a rotation all day long. But I think it's I don't know. I mean, do what you want to do. I appreciate you're a real rich guy. You've made the money you have the way you wanted to, and I've made my money the way I wanted to. And it's fine you value that. But I do think it's important, at least to mention, whether you take this in or not everybody wants to be you. Not everybody wants your kind of success gotten the way you got it. And nothing's wrong with the way you got it. But, I mean, think about that. I'm 54 years old. Let's say I was making huge bank on the LCU. And I'm like, you know what? I could do this till the day I die. You think I want to spend the next 20 years of my fucking life dealing with, did you hear what Tina said about Becky? No, I don't. But a lot of people do, and that's great, and I wish them well. And I still wish you well. I got no beef against you. I really did find working with you was quite pleasant and a nice surprise. And you were always very good about policing your environment and your community, because everybody's like, oh, he's a transphobe, and he's a homophobe, and he's a racist, and he says the N-word. I not only did not find that from you, but I found that you were very intolerant of people who brought that into your community. So I got no beef with you, man. But I did want to at least kind of say my side. All right, you guys be well, and I'll see you soon, including on Madhouse, which is 6:30. Monday through Friday, California time, 9:30 East Coast, with me, Bunny, and Tech. And then we'll be doing, as we always do, morning shows and Gavin and Games as well on this very underappreciated channel, Keemstar. 56K is a lot for me, you fuck. We can't all have caught the wave at the right time, you son of a bitch. Anyway, be well, you guys. Goodbye.